don't know why. Just last time I was all, you know what I'm saying?
Got freaking out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Truth Juice Podcast, guys. Episode 6. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, viewing, sharing, and subscribing. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Rudy, and I'm the host of the podcast. And I'm on my way to become the 831's number one podcast, guys. So do me a favor and click that subscribe button. Today, guys, I have some very special guests. I'd like to introduce Escorza.
What's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning, man. Good morning. And Giovanni right here.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for coming, actually. So, yeah, I want to introduce them. Or actually, I'll let them introduce themselves. Diego, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Dean?
I'm 22 years old. I'm from Baltimore, California, and
I thought you were 23.
oh shit, I am 23. Fuck.
Damn, when's your birthday? Did it pass or something?
It was in December.
Damn.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot.
like,
I'm
was it
23. Yeah, I'm 23. I'm from Watsonville, and I collect vintage snapbacks and T-shirts, and I skate and shit. Not as much anymore, but yeah.
Right on, dude. What about you, Giovanni? Tell me about it.
I'm 27 years old. I'm from Santa Cruz. I love to thrift. Same thing. Collect snapbacks, vintage shirts, vintage clothes. Yeah, I love to skate. Not as much anymore, but yeah, play soccer. A little bit of everything.
Hell
So
yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Okay, so both of you guys thrift, so we should probably get into that. But okay, well, real quick, dude, I want to get into some stuff that I know both of you guys do, because both of you guys are Instagrams are like really aesthetically pleasing. So you guys both do photography, right?
Yeah, not as much anymore, but
Yeah.
I dabble now.
Yeah. You still do? I know you still do, right?
yeah. I took a break doing it because they broke into my car and stole my camera. But yeah, recently got a camera back and been kind of getting into it slowly. So
Okay, for sure, dude. So real quick, yeah, dude, with this photography thing, dude, like who are some people? Because I've seen some super interesting people on your Instagram, dude, like Lil Uzi and stuff like that. Like who have you worked with, or like has this photography thing ever led into like jobs or opportunities or something, dude, or like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Or explain like how you got into it. Just tell me a little bit about the photography thing, you know?
it definitely has. I mean, I was always into kind of like cinematography and photography since high school. Right after it, I kind of got into it with my brother into like filming for a skateboarding store out in Santa Cruz, Santa Cruz Boardroom, and basically from there it just kind of shot off and got super into it. Started going on tours with them, like going down south, going to like skate competitions, and it just kind of got me into the whole photography thing. And eventually, I kind of merged more and strictly into photography, and it just kind of opened up a lot of opportunities for me. My friend Ant Dog raps in Santa Cruz, and he actually got me onto like his team, like as a photographer. So I go and shoot shows for him, and he's opened up for people. He's had his own shows where he headlines, and he's actually like opened up for people such as like Lil Uzi Vert, Waka Flocka, who else? Tyga, and recently he actually did a show for Blueface. He was gonna open for the game last year, I think, but it got canceled because the day before there was a shooting like at the game's like show or something, so they had to cancel it at the Catalyst. But
dude. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about you, Diego? I know you still, or you do it. I don't know if you still do. You said you dabble with it. What's good?
Yeah, I mostly just shoot film now with my little point and shoot camera. But yeah, I just same thing as Giovanni. I just kind of I tagged along. Well, it was funny because we both were doing it individually, and then we saw that we were both doing it, and we were just kind of like, yo, like let's link up, and that's honestly when we started hanging out a lot. But yeah, I took a class in high school with Mr. Brown, if you're familiar with
Mr. Golden Brown.
Mr. Golden Brown. Yes, I think that's his name. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, and then I was like, yo, I want to have a cool ass Instagram. I don't want to post basic pictures, and I mean, I'm sure they're basic now if you look through it, but nothing too crazy. I just kind of fucking did it.
Oh
Yeah.
What about quinceañeras, bro? Would you ever do anything like that? Or what is the stuff you like to shoot? Like, what exactly do you do with photography?
I don't know. I like to kind of integrate my love towards like clothing and stuff into my photography. Like if someone's wearing, like kind of like putting a fit on them and just kind of getting them out there and just kind of putting my own style of my photography on there. I mean, if you guys follow me on Giovanni Dren _92, you guys can kind of see the style that I go for on there. And I just kind of try to integrate people's likings into my style and go from there. But yeah, I don't know. I just, yeah, that's basically,
That's it?
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, like I said, it's very pleasing. I was scrolling through your page the other day, dude. Pretty legit.
Thank you.
What about you, dude? What do you like to shoot?
Palm trees.
Do you really?
I love taking pictures of palm
You shoot one
trees.
coming up here?
I did. I really did. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. You should
I
shoot
I have like this whole little like private Instagram that I have of just palm trees, but I'll let you follow it.
Hell yeah, dude. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
man.
no, yeah. I
Hell
like
yeah.
taking pictures of palm trees, of my friends primarily, and then just random shit that I see when I'm out. Nothing too wild.
Do you guys ever sell your pictures and stuff like that?
No, I mean, when they broke into my car last year, I had a pop-up shop out in Santa Cruz at, shout out to Jacob from Shalom. He let me do a pop-up at his store to just kind of raise money to buy my equipment back. And I put out a lot of vintage clothing and stuff, and that I thrifted. And he also posted up a whole bunch of my photography pictures, like a whole bunch of pictures of mine that I've taken. And I was just kind of selling them out the door, like just kind of frame them and put them up as display, like for the show, and just kind of sold some there, but never actually like to the point where, unless it was kind of like a quinceañera or something, like a wedding where it's like a paid shoot. But other than that, I don't think I've ever like seen photography as something where I'm like, oh, I go take pictures so I can sell them to somebody. Like sometimes when I do shoots with somebody, they'll, shoot me some cash or something or buy me lunch, but never something where I'm like, oh, like, you got to pay me this much or something.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Bro, real quick. I want to get into your guys' personal lives, dude, real quick. You look really good, dude. You look buff. Has anyone told you that?
No, never.
No one told you that?
No one's ever told me that.
You look buff, man. You look like...
Look alote, fool.
Has anyone ever told you you look like Denzel Washington?
Denzel, no, that's the first time.
Oh, okay.
I did get a Clint Eastwood once.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's right, dude. What about... Wait, Giovanni, I want to get into you too, bro, because a lot of people love you, but a lot of people hate you, bro. Like, what's good, dude?
It's always just kind of been the case.
I feel like everyone's trying to pick fights with you. Because I remember one time, bro, like, I went to, like, Harbor SoCal or something, dude. And I was watching a soccer game, dude. And, like, I guess you walked by and, like, everyone was just like, Giovanni, and everything, you know what I mean? But, like, and then I heard, like, some dudes are trying to fight you in Bro, someone broke into your car. You know what I'm saying?
5 times.
5 times?
Yeah.
Jeez, man. Like, what's
Yeah.
good, dude?
I don't know. It was just a lot of people just kind of. I feel like back then it was because I was kind of putting out like music on YouTube,
That's right.
and a lot of people just kind of had their opinions about it, and they were very like
They're haters?
they're hating hard. But I was just doing it, for myself, and a lot of more people supported me than people like hated on me, so I just kept on doing it for them. But then it just got to the point where it was just too much drama with like dumb people, and I just kind of decided
That's it?
I was gonna stop. Yeah, I was just kind of like, nah, I'm cool. Like I never intended it for it to be something like I'm gonna blow up or something, but nah, it would have been cool.
Yeah, bro, I remember. Wait, you did you rapped over was it Tyga Beat, dude, or who
Yeah,
was it?
Rack
Yeah,
City.
dude,
Well,
yeah.
that was the song that got people hating a lot. Yeah, that was the song that a lot of people misinterpreted my language on there and thought it was targeted towards a certain group of individuals when it wasn't. But then again, like, I was just kind of like, whatever. Shit happened. They hit me up a few times, but nothing really happened. So it was just kind of like I grew up from it, and I feel like they grew up on it too. So it was just kind of like, all right, cool. Let's just kind of squash it and go our ways,
No, yeah, dude. I remember you were into music, dude. You would come to the house and freaking, you'd have all your little things on your phone. You remember that? That's crazy. What happened, bro?
But, I mean, I still have them. Like, I still have stuff, and like, he's always telling me like, bro, you should get like, you should hop on a track, like you should do stuff. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's something that I enjoy doing, but it's not something that like is a priority to me. Kind of like photography, right? Like how he sees that, like that's kind of like how I see that. It's kind of like, yeah, like I mess around, and if someone throws a beat on, like sometimes we're in the car and we're like, I'm like freestyling in Spanish, bro. Like just rant, like it's just like dumb nonsense stuff, like, but it like rhymes, and this was like, bro, keep going, but it's nothing like that I want like for myself. As like, maybe eventually I'll put another song out or something. But I don't know. I don't know.
What about you, Diego? Dude, honestly, you look like a rapper. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that.
I've heard that plenty of.
You heard that?
Yeah. A lot of people tell me I look like a rapper, but I don't rap. I don't.
You don't even try it? You don't want to?
No.
Like, you have the image, bro. Like, I can see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, thank you, but no. I've never even thought about rapping. It was
He's
just
actually-
weird.
He's actually said that he's wanted to do the ad libs.
I'll be like, yeah, I'll do some ad libs just to fuck around, but that's kind of it. Like that's honestly like just me, just like bullshitting. Like I'll be like, let me get on my ad libs, but it's never anything serious.
That's cool, man.
And yeah, just kind of like what you asked earlier with like, oh, a lot of people hate you, a lot of people like love you. Like, how do you see it? It's just there's some people that come up to me and I think they're cool with me, and like I don't know, like I've heard stuff that they like talk behind my back and stuff, but at the same time, like it doesn't faze me because I'm just doing me, and like I'm not doing stuff to like make anybody else happy other than myself. Like if I like what I'm doing and I know it's not something that's like affecting my life personally, like physically or emotionally and stuff, it's actually affecting it, but in a positive way, then I'm gonna keep doing it regardless what people think about it. So
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Wait, what's up with that kombucha or whatever it's called?
Kombucha?
Yeah.
You want to try it?
I do, actually.
Yeah.
It looks like medicine.
You probably won't like it.
No?
No.
Is it like a tea or something?
It's fermented tea. Yes.
There's freaking smoke coming out of it.
Yeah, try it.
Okay, but real quick, before I try this, guys, well, you guys, you know what I mean? You guys came on this podcast. I wanted you guys to come on here so you guys can kind of like give the public an idea of like your thrifting. Like, I know you guys are is it thrifters? Is that, can I say that?
I guess
Or what would you call yourself?
Makers,
Vintage collectors?
Vintage enthusiast. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
A lot of random words for it.
yeah, there is. You guys spend most of your times at the Goodwills and Salvation Armies and stuff like that, and waiting outside of stores for releases and stuff. Like, in my opinion, you guys are fashion icons, man. You guys dress really nice, and I want to hear more about that, dude. Like, can we get into the vintage, the thrifting and stuff? You guys want to talk about that? Yeah. All right, Giovanni, real quick, man. Like, what do you explain your outfit, man? What are you wearing? And like, and I do have some questions about thrifting and stuff for both of you guys. So right now, you guys are gonna explain your outfit.
I'm just wearing a FTP work jacket, black hoodie, some khaki pants, and some Travis Scott dunks, and Sports Specialties snapback. Is that good?
It's not that bad, actually. It's not that bad.
Yeah, this is like a lighter one too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
There's ones that taste like more like fermented.
I mean,
Like alcohol.
yeah, no. I mean, it's good. It doesn't taste that bad. Real quick, but yeah, man, your outfit's pretty clean, dude. I like it. Can you show them the back real quick, dude? Can you just stand up real quick? Look at this, bro. Look at this. Over here, yeah. Stop it. Colt 45, dude. Look at that.
The high school days.
Yeah, straight up, dude. What about you?
Drank it since high school.
Yeah. And all that's thrifted or not?
No. Like, I mean, a lot of it comes from thrifting, and I guess we can like get into that later on in the podcast. But yeah, the majority of the stuff that I wear is thrifted. The stuff that isn't comes because of thrifting. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I had some questions about flipping stuff and anything. But real quick, Diego, scores. Can you actually explain your fit, dude? Because I see some rhinestones. I see some. First of all, is it all thrifted?
No.
No. Explain, bro. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a thrifted Carhartt jacket. I guess my homie picked it up at the flea and he sold it to me. NERD tour hoodie. Just my Yankees hat that I wear around all the time. Yeah, I have a lot of them. I have like 5 of them.
The same ones?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And 501s, and just I'm not wearing anything special. I'm just wearing regular green dunks.
Okay, for sure. Bro, so let's get into thrifting, man. What is your favorite spot to thrift at, dude? Where do you find what's your favorite spot? Where do you go to the most?
Depop.
Yeah. Online.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I can't give away personal spots that I have, but I mean, it's pretty obvious to a lot of people, you know? Thrift stores, flea markets, swap meets, antique stores, yard sales, garage sales, estate sales. And then if you want to be the lazy person that wants to pay up for the stuff, eBay, Depop, you know, all that stuff. So
Same for you? Same place or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Can't think of anything else. He kind of said it all.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, guys, I got some questions here from the public on my Instagram. I always like to post up like who I'm having on and some questions for them. So if you guys aren't following me, follow me. Rudy does it. RUDY _DUZZ_IT. And one of the questions for both of you guys is, what's your favorite shoe of all time?
Of all time, damn, that's tough. I can't tell you my favorite shoe of all time, but I can tell you my favorite shoe right now.
What is it?
It's the New Balance CT 1500. That's the shoe that I want to get.
Oh, you don't have it?
I don't have it yet, but I fucking love it.
Have you ever tried them on? You never, or you just saw it and you like it?
I saw it on a website and I was like, damn, those are tight. So that's kind of how it goes. I see something and I like it, and I'll just probably end up buying it. I'll probably just wait till it goes on sale or some shit.
Oh, they're expensive?
Nah, but I mean, why am I gonna spend a lot?
No, I feel it. Wait till you see it at a thrift store. Try to find it at a thrift store first.
They might. I might find like an original pair.
There you go. What about you, dude? Favorite shoe?
A specific shoe, I don't think I can narrow it down to a specific shoe of all time. But if I had to bring it down to a certain style of shoe, I think it'd probably be the retro ones, the Jordan retro ones, just because of the history it has behind it. I grew up on that shoe. My dad, like, when he came to the U.S., like in the mid 80s, it was when the shoe came out, and it's just such an iconic shoe, and I feel like it's integrated into skateboarding, like the stuff I wear, so it's just kind of,
Oh, yeah, dude. Real quick, someone asked, why do they call you Thrift Daddy?
They don't. Rudy gave me that nickname in his story, and I was just kind of like,
It sounds good, dude.
I mean, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I swear, dude. I thought it was
It
the best
doesn't.
idea, dude. Thrift
I
Daddy?
mean, just if you see me on the street, please don't call me Thrift Daddy. Like, just don't.
I know, sorry, guys. I try to come up with nicknames for everybody, but I think it sounds cool, man.
I mean, you can call me that.
Thrift Daddy?
Yeah, but nobody else.
Yeah,
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
call him Thrift Daddy, dude. So yeah, another question that the people asked was, what struck your interest in vintage? And I know you kind of because of your dad. You know, I remember him being this like collector of shoes and always, you know what I mean. He always looked fresh, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So who wants to go first? You want to start off, Dale? Yeah.
What struck my interest in vintage? Giovanni.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, probably like my sophomore year, I was hanging out with him a lot. Like, this is around the time where we both started taking pictures and all that kind of stuff. And he'd always tell me, like, bro, I got this fucking hat, da 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 da. Like, I sold it for this much. I found it at a thrift store. And I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like, that's crazy. So I started looking for hats too, but I don't know what I was looking for at the time. So I was just going for whatever team or whatever hat looked dope, you know? Like, maybe it wasn't that old, or maybe it was like a random hat, but that was it. And then I started making custom hats for people in school. And custom, like, I take apart the brims, I put different materials on them, like the snaps, I change them to like straps and like all that kind of stuff. And people would pay me up. Like, shout out to whoever fucking bought one. I forgot who it was, but yeah, I think I buy the hats for like $5, and then I bought the snap. I steal the snaps from Target, or the straps from Target. They were like watch ones. So I just take them, or I'd find them from other hats, like other old hats, and I'd just go ahead and do the things, brims too. But yeah, that's kind of what struck my interest into it. And then I didn't really do it for that much, and then recently, when I don't know, I got older and I was just I don't the internet, I guess, like just T-shirts and stuff like that. It just came up again, and now that I like have my own money, like I could buy whatever the fuck I want.
Wait, so you don't do hats anymore? You don't fix them or anything like that?
I just clean them for myself, for my friends. If they buy like a dirty hat on eBay or whatever, like I'll clean it up for them, just because they're my friends. But that's it.
So yeah, dude, same thing for you. Like, what inspired you to start thrifting and stuff?
So back in the day, I want to say maybe like 2008, 2009, there was a store in Santa Cruz called The Crate, and they carried a little section of vintage in their store, and it was basically from the owners thrifting stuff, you know, like Mike and Brandon. They would go thrift all the time, and it was basically whatever they thrifted and stuff. They had a crazy collection of hats, and I remember I went in there one time and they had a hat, it was like Doses something. It was like some guy from LA that did collaboration with like vintage hats, and I dropped like $120 on a hat.
Damn, dude.
Like on a script. It was like a random hat, and like they kind of like, you know, not talk me into it because I wanted it, but it just kind of like got my attention and I bought it. And afterwards I was like, damn, like I basically paid up because it was this person's like collaboration with the hats, like his custom with the hats. And I just kind of started like looking for the specific brands of hats and stuff in the day, and they fit way better than what like Mitchell & Ness hats and like New Era hats would fit me at the time.
Even before you had vintage
Yeah.
hats, you had a lot of hats.
Yeah, I had probably like, I remember I had almost close to 100
Fitteds.
like fitted. I had like 60 fitteds, like 100 Mitchell & Ness hats. But it was just like people were like, "Oh my gosh, your collection's crazy," but I just eventually just didn't like how they fit my head because I have a small head. So like I just with vintage hats, it's like regardless if you have a big head or not, like it just I feel like they fit. I mean, we're all wearing vintage hats right now, and for me, I personally feel like they fit way better than the hats now and stuff. And people might think like, "Oh, it's nasty because they're old," but it's like that's why we wash them, you know. Like we make sure it's not like we're just gonna throw it on our head after like someone using it for like 20 years or something.
Like this, like the one I'm wearing is brand new. So.
Is it? But you have like 5 of them all.
Yeah.
New ones? Or?
I have 2 new ones, and then the first one I found that I wore like crazy. Yeah, but I mean I clean them regularly, so let's chill.
Wait, yeah, I do want to say, man, big shout out. If you guys aren't following him, check out his page. He has a lot of cool vintage stuff for sale. Snapback 831. You know, so I bought this hat off of him. I bought a bunch of hats off of you, huh?
Yeah.
And Jimmy too. He sells jerseys. Guys, like go scope it out. I'll probably tag him on it.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, whatever. I mean, like just vintage things, you know, like I know that right now it's very in, I guess you can say, like a lot of people are into it. So yeah, I mean, that's basically what I've been doing for the last 12 years or so.
Damn. Well, okay, so you said something about like collaborations, and you said you had a big old hat collection. What have you ever thought of like doing like some sort of like who's that Tosa thing or Tisa or whatever? Like, what is that?
Tisa?
Yeah, what is that?
So Tisa is just a brand, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. Of Taz Arnold, and Taz Arnold is like one of the guys that bump shoulders with like Kanye and Virgil and like all those fools. And he just fucking threw T's on a vintage hat, and it just got all big. And that's when Chris Brown and like all these dudes are wearing it, and it was cool.
Bro, so yeah, so that's my thing. Like, I know you guys you recently, right? You just got freaking into what club are you in, or what is it? Membership? What is it?
So it's not a club. It's a group of individuals that the group's called WWVSE, which stands for Worldwide Vintage Snapback Exchange, and they started off while I was getting into vintage and stuff, and it was basically a group of people that had earned a name in, like, I guess you can say, like, the vintage game. And they were trustworthy people, you know, like people knew that if you did business with them, you weren't going to get scammed. When it came to their collections, it was like, you know, they had really dope pieces, and it wasn't really so much about having the craziest collection. And a lot of people, I feel like, got that idea of it at first. But it was more of just kind of building your reputation, you know. When I first saw it come up, I like was basically on them all the time, like, hey, I want to be on this and this and that, and had my own opinions about it because, like, I just wouldn't be in the group. But eventually, like, you know, as I grew older, I kind of noticed their main intention, which was kind of like giving people a safe haven of like, oh, like you can do business with us and we're like little community of people. And it's like, it's worldwide because it's like there's people out in like Europe that are in the group and stuff, you know? So I got into that a few years back, and it was like the best thing ever, you know, because now people saw that on my page, and it was like a legit check.
I was about to say,
you know, people would be like, oh, like, you're legit, you know, it's like a certified account kind of thing, you know? So then from there, it just started, you know, and like, it just years and years with them, still with them. We actually have like their hat like up here. They actually took vintage blank hats and did like their own scripts on them and stuff.
And that's the...
Yeah, this is like the thing. It's like on an old hat, but they like put their own stitching and stuff. But yeah, and just kind of, recently they just started getting more people, and it just kind of got to the point where I told Diego, I told him about Diego because Diego's loved snapbacks for as long as I can remember too. So it was just kind of like a, hey, like I kind of told him like the steps he kind of needed to process if he wanted to be in the group. And so, yeah, if you want to talk to him about it.
Yeah, you made it. You got in, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was cool. It was like bragging rights
Hell yeah.
at this point. Yeah. Shout out to this guy. Shout out to Frankie. Yeah, there's really nothing much I can say about it. I'm pumped.
Hell yeah.
It's cool.
Do you sell hats though, or?
Do I sell hats? Yeah, I sell hats. I'm trying to narrow down all my hats. I'm trying to get rid of the ones that I really don't wear. But I'm always looking for hats, so it's kind of inevitable. Like, I'm gonna find more. I'm gonna sell more. It's a big mess.
Well, talking about that, dude. Like, since you're legit. Well, I know you're legit, bro, because I've literally bought shit off you. But like, and you too, Diego. Have you guys ever had an experience, bro? Like, where you guys got scammed out? Like, what's the biggest L you took? Like, because I know you sell stuff over the internet, and I heard something happened. I don't know if they were Yeezys or I don't know what happened, bro. Can you explain like what happened?
Yeah. One time I went on eBay and I sold a pair of Yeezys I had them up for like $600, like buy it now price. And someone messaged me and were like, "Oh, can you sell them to me for $850 shipped to Chicago?" And I was kind of like, all right. So I changed the price. They paid for it right away. And since I've been on eBay since like 2010, they don't hold my funds anymore. So like whenever someone buys something, the funds go directly to my bank. Like they don't hold them until the person gets the shoes or whatever I'm selling. And so the guy bought him. I put tracking. I took a video, pictures of everything, putting him in the box for them and everything. Shipped them out. In the morning that they were supposed to get delivered, the guy, like, I saw that they had retracted the funds from my account.
No way.
And he said that I was scamming him, that he never received the shoes after I had gotten like a signature thing and they signed for them that they had received them and everything. It was this big dispute with PayPal, like eBay. I had to wait like 6 months to get my money back.
Oh, so you did get it back?
I did get it back eventually, but I mean, at that time, I didn't have like a stable 9 to 5 making good money. So any dollar was like worth a lot to me. So $850 was definitely a big, it was a big L, but they gave it back. I was cool with it. And then like 3 months after they gave it back, they took them back again. They like retracted it, and I called them and they're like, yeah, they just opened up a dispute this morning saying that they didn't receive the shoes. I was like, hey, this has been closed for like 3 months now. And it took like 6 months for it to actually get closed. And they were like, oh, we're sorry. They gave me back my money, and it never popped up again. So now I'm more lenient, and I'd rather pay the extra money for like insurance and stuff on my end so that I don't get screwed over, because I understand that like selling online, people can be like, oh, they have to like protect the customer, but sometimes they don't understand that like the person selling stuff is also their customer. So it's just kind of like a protection for myself, like I go on my way and like buy extra, like, so yeah.
Diego, what about, have you ever been scammed or something like that?
Have I ever been? I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember.
Or like someone tried to do some skimpy shit to you, like while selling, like a super low baller or something.
Oh yeah, I get low balls all the time,
yeah.
all the time. But I mean, it's just people that don't know the worth, and they're asking me like, oh, like why is this worth so much, and like all these different questions. But I mean, I only do stuff through Instagram and Depop, so it's just a couple like ongoing questions, like repeated questions that are like, what's your best price, like what's your lowest price, or just shit like that. But if I'm doing that, it's gonna happen anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But my biggest, nothing. Not that I haven't took L. I'm sure I have. Like maybe I invested my money into something and I didn't get it back, but I can't really recall about
something like Giovanni.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah,
That's crazy,
yeah, that shit's terrible.
I remember.
I mean, I'm not proud to have that experience, but
Yeah,
that shit sucks. Yeah.
And okay, so leading to another question: when you go thrift shopping, bro, what are you on the lookout for? What do you want to find? Like, you know what I'm saying?
What do I want to? Everything: shoes, jackets, hats, shirts, all like a specific era, a specific look, a specific distress. Just kind of. It honestly depends like what I'm into that day, or that week.
Wait, really quick. I went thrift shopping the other day with Yvonne, and I actually bought a jacket. I need you guys to tell me something about it, okay? All right, cool. Because, yeah, dude, I thought it was pretty cool. But what about you, dude? What do you look out for?
Same thing, just anything at this point. Like, I used to kind of be the person that, so this is the thing. I go out and I look for stuff. I can say, like, I'm looking for everything, but I learned how to, like, stop myself from being a compulsive buyer when it came to thrifting things. Because I would go and be like, oh, because this is old, I'm gonna buy it. Like, it's worth something. And now I got to the point where, like, I know, like, obviously through years of experience and, like, seeing stuff, like, taking L's and, like, you know, hoarding stuff for so long and eventually even giving it back to Goodwills, like, donating it back because it just wasn't worth anything. It's just kind of the knowledge that you get from it, you know, and just kind of, like, whatever you buy, you know what it's worth. And I basically go with the intention of trying to buy stuff for myself. But obviously, if I stumble across a piece that I personally don't like, but I know that somebody else does, I buy it because, I mean, it's just money, you know? It's money to be made. And I don't do it for the money, but at the same time, that's basically it. Yeah.
You got something to say, Diego?
My biggest L.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, you remember.
It's a 2007.
Honda Accord.
No. Murakami Glow in the Dark Kanye tour shirt. I can't fucking find it.
Oh, that's what you're
I can't find it.
It's an L, bro.
It's an L. That's a huge L.
Yeah?
A huge L.
Damn, man.
Yeah. I bought it. Well, they bought it for me in Berkeley. And it was for a good price. It was a really good price. At that time, we were like, damn, this is kind of expensive, but I got it
now.
Yeah, but what they go for now, I was like, fuck. And not that I wanted to sell it, but it just gives me more an incentive to, like, have it close to me, but I cannot find it. Like, I got new furniture in my room, like, I moved spots, like, all this stuff, and, like, I cannot find that freaking shirt.
Damn.
And I'm just so bummed about it. I'm sure if you follow me, I fucking post it, like, every other week. I'm, like, sad.
Real quick, I also want to talk, man. A lot of people, I personally, I know, because I know what this is worth, you know. Well, not, I don't know exactly, but I know kind of, you know, the range. But obviously, people might think you guys look homeless or something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do you get that a lot? But little do they know what you're wearing. Explain something like that, bro. Like, tell me about your biggest flip, dude. Like, I remember one time you told me you bought a Spider-Man hat for, like, what, $10-15, and you sold it for, like, what, 200, 300 or something like that?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, bro.
Carnage.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So tell me about something like that. Can you explain to the people who, like, judge you guys for thrifting, like, he's wasting his money, this and that? Because, bro, I've seen you wear, let's say, a $3 shirt, and then I've seen you wear an $800 sweater. You know what I'm saying? Like, explain what's good. Explain to the people.
Basically, a $3 shirt can possibly get me an $800 sweater. So that's basically the whole loop around everything.
Because, bro, people have the wrong idea. Like, I know people that are like, oh, he's not doing this. You know what I mean? Like, they'll probably be hating on, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I spend money on stuff that I shouldn't. Like, a lot of money on stuff that I shouldn't. But, I mean, it's stuff that I like, and I find my ways of buying it in a sense where I don't screw myself over, in the sense where I'm broke. Like, I find stuff, I thrift stuff, and I sell it, and I make a profit. And that's where I'm talking about, like, the $3 shirt. You know, if I find a $3 shirt and I find out it's worth $500 to somebody, I can go sell that shirt for $500 and buy myself a pair of $500 shoes. And for me, for some people, it would be like, oh, yeah, you're still spending those $500 on a pair of shoes. But for me, it's something that I've been wanting. Oh, okay. It's something that I've been wanting for myself. And it's basically like a trade for that $3 shirt, you know? So, yeah, that's kind of like my whole thing with, like, thrifting and stuff, you know? Like, I love the clothes for myself. I love the hats and everything. But there's definitely money to be made. And if it can't be made, then why not, you know?
Yeah. So what's, like, your biggest flip that you've made?
2 Raider hats.
Dude, we didn't even get to your hat collection, huh? Like, what you haven't had?
No, two Raider hats. I bought a Raider hat off of a guy's head at the flea market, some old guy. I was walking with my mom and this old Mexican guy, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go like bite off his head. And I was like, no seas loco, like you know, estás way, like no. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna go. And I offered the guy, like, I was like, hey, let me get it. It was dirty. It was a white hat. He's like, you're not want to pay me what I want. And I was like, how much do you want?
You know what it was worth?
No, he was like, well, I thought he did when he said that. And then he was like, give me $15. And I was like, I gave him 20. And he's like, oh, it was worth more, huh? I was like, yeah, but I mean, if you want more, I'll give. He's like, nah, it's cool. I took it, washed it up, cleaned it up, sold it to a guy for $400. And then a few weeks after that, I was walking downtown, saw some Mexican guy walking with another white Raiders hat.
Mexicans, bro, you know what I'm saying?
And just came up to him, and he didn't want to sell it to me. I saw him inside the Salvation Army, and he didn't want to sell it to me. He walked out. I was like, damn. And like I walked out and I found him again downtown, and that was when the Salvation Army was downtown. And I was like, hey man, like please, like I'll buy it off you. I had a brand new snapback. It was a vintage one, but it was brand new. I still had the tag inside. Took it off. I was like, bro, I'll give you this hat and $40 for your hat right now. And he was like, take it. And he gave it to me. It was nasty. I couldn't even hold it because of how nasty it was. Washed it up, cleaned it up, made it look like it was brand spanking new.
Yeah, hooked you up?
Sold it. So we each clean hats and stuff, but like back then, like I was cleaning my hats a certain way. I use his method now because it's way better, but it's faster. It's more efficient.
Faster, more efficient.
And so I sold that hat to the same dude in Stockton for $400. So I sold him 2 hats that I bought for like, let's say $40, $50, but I made $800 on them. Hats, 2 hats.
That's crazy, dude. What about you, dude?
Fuck. I think it's also hats, and I think I've sold them all to this guy. Yeah. Yeah. So I found he actually has the hat that I found. Not, it's the same one, but not that hat that I found. It's this one. I found this one for $1 at the flea market, and I sold it for $100. Yeah, I sold it for $100, and that same day, I found a Tupac shirt, and I sold that one for another $100. And I paid like, I think $15 for it, so I made like almost $200 out of spending 16, in one day. And then I found another Tupac shirt, and the same guy bought on me Jose Avila Baby Lungs for $20. Baby Lungs, that's the homie.
Hey,
Baby Lungs.
Hey, tell him to get on the podcast, dude.
If you want some like real fucking heat, bro, bring that for
right,
yeah.
So this is the thing.
Bro, you guys got to put me on to
Alright,
Ant
so
Dog.
this is
Tell
the
Ant Dog to come, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So this is the thing.
And
So
Dom,
for
come on the podcast.
so this is the thing. With hats, before I was thinking myself more of a collector, and it was more like even if I don't wear these hats, I'm gonna just keep like 100 hats, right? I kind of changed my ways into just kind of keeping a certain. I think I own like no more than 25 hats, but they're hats that I'm like they're valuable, and not so much valuable in price, but like to me, like they're hats that I love, they're hats that I want. But to be honest with you, like Jose Avila, Baby Lungs, bro, he is like, if you want to see a crazy collection, trip out. When he started, I basically sold him his first vintage snapback. And he would always tell me like, yo, dude, like I want to be like you. And I never saw myself as that. Like I never wanted to be that, like for people to look up to me and stuff. But bro, like now I look up to him. Like his collection of hats, bro. Like you'll need like an hour podcast to go through all his stuff, bro. Like he has like crazy, like if you look back into like my account, basically like 90%, 80% of those hats that I had are all in his collection now. So he has like a crazy collection of hats.
So you created a monster and you can't stop him now.
I hope he don't stop. I hope he don't stop.
I hope he never stops.
I hope he never stops, bro.
I wouldn't, not to be fucked up, but I wouldn't give Giovanni that much credit.
Because he also...
Not me. I think
He did definitely.
his dad has a big influence.
Oh, his
with
dad
it.
put him on
his
all that
dad-
stuff too?
Yeah, his dad is like...
Bro, well, Baby Lungs, dude, come on the podcast, man. Show us your collection, you know?
But one of my favorite flips was the Fear of God Vans.
Easy flip.
Easy flip.
Easy flip.
Didn't you have him?
Yeah, we were.
Well, we
yeah,
flipped them at the
yeah,
same
we
time.
flipped them
Oh,
at the
really?
same
We camped
time.
out.
We camped out.
For like 12 hours.
Oh, you got some too?
Yeah, we sold them. I got a size 12. Ah, fuck. I called into work. I almost got fired. But yeah, it was like what? We sold them for like $700.
Like
Yeah, we
I
made
hadn't
like
even-
$600.
I was at the register. I hadn't even bought the shoes from the store, and they were already sold online.
Yeah.
I bought them for $100.
Yeah.
Sold them
And-
for $700.
Okay, so you guys heard, man. All you guys hating and talking about thrifters wasting their time and being dumb and spending their money wrong. You heard a $3 a $20 hat can get you $400. $100 shoes sell for $700. You know what I'm saying? So
But I mean, if you think it's dumb, don't do it. Don't do it. I'll
okay,
keep doing it.
that was another question that was asked. Like, what's some advice you would get for new pickers or people that want to get into the thrifting business and flipping business and stuff like that?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. No, yeah, you'll be freaking coming up on your
I
customers.
don't know. Just don't be afraid to ask questions, but ask the right questions. Don't try to lowball people. Don't try to like, just kind of like try to, because I'm always down to help people out and kind of tell them about pricing and stuff like that. But obviously, like kind of like earlier when you were like, oh, can you tell us like what's your favorite place to pick and stuff? Like, I can name places, but that's just kind of like my own thing, and people kind of have their own places to go to. And I don't know, I just feel like people shouldn't do it because it's the thing to do and it's like hyped at the time, like people are like doing it. Like, no, I feel like people should do it just because you like it. Like that's why I do it. Yeah. You know, and at the same time it brings me money, so, and I'm hanging out with my friends. Yeah. You know, we wake up, we go to a flea, we go to swap meet or whatever, but we're hanging out, and at the same time, we're finding stuff that's making us money while we're hanging out. Like, how much better can it get? You know, like you're doing what you like to do with the people you like to, and you're making money off it. Like,
Say you're going to the Santa Cruz flea market. By the way, I thought that shit was supposed to close like 5 years ago.
yeah, no, they're still fighting. They're still fighting.
Yeah, they do, bro.
They just keep raising that price for the admission.
Yeah. No. So okay. So let's say on a regular Friday, Saturday, weekend, whatever. How much money do you take when you go thrifting, or specifically not to hang out, but like to the flea market to find stuff? You always, you know what I mean? Like what's
$2K.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Fools are gonna run up on me and like try to jack me
Yeah,
and shit.
no.
Nah, probably like $60.
Yeah.
50
You'll
bucks.
find good pieces for that much money.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever took to the flea market was probably like $100. Yeah, like $100.
Okay.
And I mean, if you find somebody that's selling stuff where you're like, oh, it's a crazy amount of stuff, you just tell the person, like, you know, I'll just, hey, save these stuff on the side. Since they know us, we're there like every weekend. So, like, if they know you, you just be like, hey, yo, I'll give you $50. Just put these hats back. I'm going to go to the ATM, bring you your money. But, like, it's not like I ever carry around, like, stack of racks or something, you know? Like,
yeah. What's called? So yeah, another question that someone asked was, bro, what's like a holy grail or something that you have you ever found anything like what is this doing in a thrift store? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. What have you found?
So three Tupac shirts. I found one in Salinas on a rack, and I was like over the moon.
So yeah, dude, you were telling me that you found 3 Tupac shirts, but wait, before even, are you sure you want to give out these spots?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, okay, cool. And the second one?
It's not that serious.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you guys were trying to hide your like spots.
It's
No?
just it's not that we're trying to hide them. It's
Are you really? No. Oh, okay.
it's not that we're trying to hide them. It's just it's all luck. It really doesn't matter. Like there's no strategy. There's no fucking. You know?
can't be like-
and it's not like we're the only fools out there. There's a shit ton of fools that are like way more serious. Like this is like their livelihood. Like this is like their
Salinas, bro,
9 to
like-
5, bro. It's
Here in Salinas, there's like
there's so many of them.
10 people that come to my head that like do it for a living. Like that's
Yeah.
their 9 to 5. They
Like-
make money off this.
Like these fools bring like K's to like the flea market because they know they're gonna find like
But
maybe a
it's
crazy
not-
furniture piece.
People say like, how did you get so good at thrifting? There's no such thing. Cause you show up not know. Dude, there's been times like people see me like, oh my gosh, like you always find crazy snapbacks. It's like, nah, you gotta understand that sometimes I buy these snapbacks online. Sometimes I find them. The thing is though, like you can't expect to find something every time you go to a thrift.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why a lot of people can't hang, because a lot of people go in there and if it goes weeks on and that they don't find anything, they get over it. There's been times where I literally went to the flea markets, to the Goodwills in Santa Cruz, Goodwills in Watsonville, Goodwills in Seaside, Goodwills in Salinas, everywhere for like a month or two straight, almost every day, and didn't find a single thing.
Yeah.
But
Wait.
that didn't stop me, because at the same time, like I said, I'm looking for stuff for me
And then
before
af-
anything
yeah.
else.
And then
Like,
after a while, it just becomes like a habit. You just go in your free time, like you're like whatever about it. Like you'll go alone, you go with your friends, you go just to kill time, and it's fun. It's
It's better than sitting on your ass.
Yeah.
Wait, I just want to say, like I said, I went thrift shopping with Yvonne yesterday, dude, and bro, Goodwill has some badass jeans. Bro, I found Versace jeans with the tag on it and everything, like brand new, dude. I was like, what the heck?
Goodwill need to stop taxing though.
Yeah, I mean they were still like $50, but I mean.
You bought them for $50.
No, I didn't buy them. But they had like 501s and 511. Like, bro, Levi's you'll get them for like what, $50, $55 at the store, and over here they were like $6, dude. Actually, can you rate my fit, dude? I actually found this at the Goodwill here in Salinas. Look at it. It's a Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones, dude. It's reversible. What is this? Pinstripe? What would you call this?
Yeah, it's like a
pinstripe.
Yeah, it's a reversible. It's legit, dude.
It's cool, bro.
It is older too.
Yeah, no, yeah, dude.
Say.
What's called? I actually
think it's
fell.
cool.
I fell on my motorcycle. Look, it's all ripped up, dude. I was wearing this when I crashed on my
You're a biker
motorcycle.
boy?
Yeah, I used to ride bikes. Yeah, I used to ride. Yeah, man. Well, that's another podcast though. But yeah, is this clean though?
Yeah, no, it's cool.
What do you have bought this?
Yeah. Depends how much you bought it for.
I bought it for $45.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I think it was like $14 maybe.
I probably wouldn't have bought it
No,
myself.
for $14?
personally. But
I
you see,
wouldn't have bought it.
because I personally like
I was like, damn.
you can pull it off and it like looks good on you and stuff, and
And
it's
you
something
have the
that
hats
you want.
back.
Bro, I just want to give a quick shout out to Snapback 831. Look at this, guys. I actually bought this. I've bought so much hats off of him, dude. Look at this. Legit.
That's
This guy's
pretty good.
legit, man. I want to give a shout out to your little crew, dude. Your little community, man.
WWSC.
Yeah, bro. Like you guys are legit, man. I can seriously say, like I said, I know so many people that have bought hats off of you.
But it's all love though. Even people that aren't in WWSC, you know, there's people that have like their own groups and stuff like that. But it's all love, bro. Like it's never like a hateful thing towards like another people trying to do the same thing that like they did and stuff, you know, or like something different. But it's just for me, it's just like, yo, you know what? You don't scam. You're good people. You talk to me cool. We're cool.
Damn, dude. You guys want to answer? Let's see. Okay, well, got that one done. That one. What else, man? Do you want to say something about? I know you guys got a lot of stuff going on, man. Like you're like your photography. Don't you have something going on here in Salinas too?
Oh yeah. March 27th, if that's the correct date. I forgot. I'm gonna have my friends and I, Chris, Abraham, and Angel. We're gonna have a little art show at Somos Gallery. It's down the street from the Bearded Bean. So if you're from Salinas, you know where the fuck that's at. Just a little photo show. We're gonna be there from 6 to 9 or 6 to whenever, or 5. I think we're changing it to 5. Come a little earlier. Yeah, it should be fun. I haven't done a show in a really, really long time, so I'm very excited. I hope you guys can come out.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll be there for sure. So you don't want to plug anything else? You're like if you're trying to sell something, you know, like your Instagram, something, bro. Something you have planned. You're good.
No, I just want to give a
Shout out. Bro.
shout out my baby lungs, the homie, Angel.shot, the homie, fucking A-Bomb Skies, the homie, Mitchy Slick, that's the OG. I feel like I'm missing someone. Oh, El Thrift Boy. That's the homie too.
Wait, I actually want to say, man. I remember one of the dudes in your crew. What's up with what was it? STP, STS,
okay.
sabotage the
Alright,
system,
alright.
or what was it? Yo, you guys know what I'm talking about?
STS.
He actually worked at the store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was volunteering.
Oh okay.
Yeah, let's call it that. But yeah, I invested a lot of time there. I learned a lot. Yeah, I mean, I could go into depth, but it's up to you.
It's a different podcast or what? Or actually, dude, I would be so interesting to have all like your friends to come on, you know, and try and like talk about that, like talk about Baby Lungs' freaking thing, or a Thrift Boy, or even him, dude, because it was a business, right? Like the STS was a store. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Full-on, like, retail store.
I want to get like local business owners, bro, so they can give their advice on business and like, you know what I mean? Because someone out.
doesn't live here anymore.
Oh, he doesn't.
He moved to Long Beach.
He moved to Long Beach.
Oh, well, just anyone who's associated or something. You know, if you guys have cool guests you guys want to bring on. But Giovanni, what about you, dude? You want to plug something? You know?
No.
You have anything going for you? Any pages? Anything? Hats you're trying to
I
sell?
actually just started a page called Vintage Memorias, where I've been low-key collecting a whole bunch of vintage T-shirts from like Mexican artists and stuff like that, from like the 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that, 80s. And yeah, I've just been collecting that kind of stuff, you know, that I just kind of grew up on the music and like not just music, there's like, you know, celebrities and stuff like that. So it's just stuff that I grew up on, you know, like my parents put me onto them, and I feel like as a kid I didn't really like care much for it, but growing up it's just kind of like it's like the roots, you know, so it's just kind of So yeah, it's just kind of my love for vintage, integrating it with music and how I grew up, and I feel like a lot of people listen to the same artists growing up, you know, like Temerarios, freaking Bookies, like Juan Gabriel, freaking Vicente Fernandez, like, you know, like the goats, you know. So that's those are like our Michael Jacksons, you know, or
I
like
remember my mom.
yeah.
My mom would. I would wake up and my mom was listening to all these people. And I know you actually brought some on. I want to show them real quick, man. So let me move this real quick. Dude, they're actually legit, bro. I'm not even playing. Let's check it out, dude. So we got this one, dude. This is probably my favorite right here. This one's the Vicente Fernandez. Check it out. Can you see it?